5 years of experience, proficient in 12 software tools, excellent communication skills, strategic thinker, detail-oriented, a team player who also works independently, salary, competitive. That's not a job description. That's 3 jobs in a trench coat. And the worst part, someone sat in a meeting and approved that posting. Multiple people probably. Nobody looked at it and said, hey, wait, this is insane. They just hit publish and wondered why they couldn't find the right candidate. I'll tell you why. Because that candidate doesn't exist. Unicorn job descriptions are what happen when a hiring team hasn't had an honest conversation about what this role actually needs to do in the first 90 days. So instead of prioritizing, they just add everything into a single pan as if they're making a one-pan meal. Every skill, every stakeholder ever mentioned, every tool the last person in the role happened to know, every buzzword that made someone feel better in the planning meeting, and pop came out the long job description. You want to know my personal favorite? Junior level role. 3 to 5 years of experience, but also must have experience managing a team, owning a budget, presenting to C-suite executives at a junior level role. Where exactly were these people supposed to get that experience? Were they running departments at 16? This isn't selective hiring. This is a company that has no idea what junior level means. And then they post it at a junior level salary. Of course they do. The thing about unicorn job postings that nobody talks about, they actively discourage good candidates from applying. Studies show women in particular won't apply unless they meet close to 100% of the requirements. So when you post a role with 30 bullet points of must-haves, you're not being thorough. You're filtering out qualified people who read that list and assume they weren't good enough. Meanwhile, somebody else applies, met maybe 60% of it, and breezes through because that list was never real to begin with. So why does this keep happening? Because writing a focused job description requires a hiring team to make decisions, to say, this matters more than that, to have the conversation about what this role actually is looking for and what success looks like in year 1. That conversation is harder than just copying last year's job description and adding a few new tools to the requirements list. So they don't have it. Now, if you're a candidate looking at one of these postings right now, here's how I would approach it. Ignore the laundry list. Find 2 to 3 things that keep showing up in the title, in the responsibilities, in the must-haves. Those are the things they actually care about. Build your application and resume around those. If you hit 70% of a unicorn job description, apply. The bar was never what they wrote down. The bar is whatever the hiring manager explains in the first interview, which is often a lot more reasonable than the posting suggested. And if a company posts a role asking for 10 years of experience in a technology that has only existed for 4, that's not a typo. That's a sign of what? I'll let you decide. Unicorn job descriptions are a company's problem that somehow become your problem. They didn't do the work to figure out what they actually need, so they asked for everything. And now you're sitting there feeling underqualified for a role you could absolutely do. Read between the lines, apply anyway to these unicorn job descriptions. Hey, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. And until next time, stay caffeinated.